right. Sweet. It's 2014, people. We're more than halfway through, in case you didn't know. There's one thing I can't hear about anymore. Like, I'm done talking about it, and that's gay marriage. We can't talk about it anymore. Here's the thing, guys. We're behind Mexico on this issue. I don't know if you know this, but over a year ago, the Mexican Supreme Court made a ruling that a law that banned same-sex marriage was unconstitutional, right? And that was very surprising to me, because I did not know Mexico had a Supreme Court. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know they had a government. So, you can learn things on the internet, is what I'm saying. Learn something else on the internet. Is anyone here familiar with the concept of molestation insurance?
What?
No? Perfect. Okay, no, that's perfect. I like to be the one who describes this to people. Basically, when I heard about molestation insurance, I thought to myself, that sounds pretty good. Like, I want that, because I want to know that if my family's covered, you know what I mean, and that I'm covered. But when I did more research into it, I found out that it doesn't work that way. What it is in case you molest somebody, not you necessarily, but just if you were to molest somebody, and you all of a sudden, you owe a shitload of settlement money, you have molestation insurance so that you don't go broke, right? And I was like, that's insane. There can't be a market for that. But that's because I forgot about the outlaw organization that is the Boy Scouts of America. They're the ones, they need that, unfortunately. They've got like a $50 million account just for that reason. And I was like, it's like thinking about that, it's like mind-blowing that like somewhere like this conversation is happening in a boardroom. Like a guy comes in, he's like, listen, Mike, I have really bad news. Someone in our organization just molested a child. The guy's like, don't even worry about it, Dave. I just paid the deductible, so we're golden. Don't even, nothing to worry about. I want to read you guys a little bit of an article that I read on the internet that did not get enough media attention here in the United States, and I'll just start you off by reading you the headline, because it's really awesome. The headline of this article is "Dog Testifies in French Murder Case." All right. Now, basically what happened here is there was a dog, his name was Tango, and his owner got murdered. And a French judge decided that if they let the suspect threaten the dog with a baseball bat, they might be able to determine whether he was guilty or not based on the dog's reaction. And I'll go ahead and read a little farther in the article, and I'll tell you that the experiment was, quote, a total failure, okay? Shocking. That is shocking to me. And don't worry, it wasn't just like they grabbed, gave the guy a bat and said, shake it at this dog. They brought in a second dog that was the same breed and had him shake a bat at that dog too, as a control group. So they were being scientific about it, guys, don't worry. They were doing this responsibly. But there was one thing in the article that really stood out to me that I thought was awesome, and that was later, like a few weeks after this happened, there was an animal behavior specialist who was writing about this case, and he wrote an article about it, and he had an awesome quote. He wrote, "If a judge ignores the demands of reason and surrounds himself with experts who are unreasonable, well, the system becomes very dangerous." And what I like about that is that he used the term experts who are unreasonable instead of using the word dogs. His quote should have been, "If a judge ignores the demands of reason and surrounds himself with dogs, then the system becomes very dangerous." So true, guys, so true. They can be teaching that in law school for years to come. Like, what if like that happened to you and you went to jail and you're like, what are you in for? Like, oh, I killed a guy. Like, what are you in for? Oh, I on trial and a dog looked at me and shit himself. So here I am, like, what? Oh, Lord. You guys, there's a big election coming up, guys. I don't know if you know about that. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know about it. Is anyone going to vote? Exactly. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to vote. Here's what I would vote if I lived in Michigan, and I'll tell you why. It's another article I read, okay? There's this dude who's running for state senate in Michigan. His name is Jordan D. Haskins, and he's got a little bit of a criminal record, all right? This man is running for public office. Here, I'll read you, again, I'll pull this out. I'll read you exactly, this is what I do all day. I will read you exactly what this guy was convicted of. All right, here we go. On 4 occasions, between April 2010 and January 2011, Haskins broke into vehicles on public and private property, disconnected the ignition wires, started the engine, and as the wires snapped and spit sparks, Haskins would masturbate to climax in a ritualized, sexualized ritual he called cranking, okay? This guy fucking broke into cars and jerked off so much he had a word for it, is all I'm saying. This guy is running for state senate. And you're like, hey listen, he didn't like break into any cop cars or anything. Actually he did. It says, oh wait, in January 2011 he went for a joyride in the parking lot and then masturbated in a city police cruiser and a city police truck. So if you're listening, ladies, he can go twice in one night. The best part is that he said, he had like a quote where he was like, okay, by the way, this guy's 24 years old. He had a quote where he was like, you know what it's like when you're in your 20s and you're crazy, and then all of a sudden, like, you mellow out a little bit, and it's like you become more wise, you're a changed person. It's like, yeah, you know what it's like when you're 20, and it seems like an awesome idea to break into a cop car and jerk off, and then all of a sudden you're 24 and you realize it's not such a good idea. You should just masturbate in your own car like everybody else. So, don't vote for Jordan D. Haskins, is all I'm saying. Oh, Lord. My name's Connor. It's like, it's not that weird of a name. It's like a medium weird name. But it's gonna be weird in like 10 years when every single person you meet is gonna have a weird name like Braylon or Dakota or Sebastian. You know what I mean? Because like it's not even that Sebastian's that bad of a name. It's just that I've seen The Little Mermaid. You know what I mean? Like I can't meet someone named Sebastian and not think about a cartoon crab that sings calypso. You know, it's just not. If your name is Sebastian, you were born after 1991. Your parents are assholes. I'm sorry. It's just like it'd be like if I was having a kid and they're like, "Hey Connor, what are you gonna name your kid?" Like, oh, I think I'm gonna name him Aladdin. Why? Because fuck him. That's why. I don't want him to have a good childhood. That's why. He used to be the only one in the family with a weird name was the dog. You'd be like, there's Timmy, there's Sally, there's Shadow. You knew which one the dog was, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me paint you a picture. Like, let's say you come home from work, you have 2 kids and a dog, they're on the couch. You're like, hi Hazel, hi Harley, hi Caleb. Which one's the dog? You know what I'm saying? You should be able to tell this by hearing. That's my rule. It's not that hard. Black people get a pass though, because they've taken the name insanity to another level no one even thought was possible. Like I met a dude, his name was Bon Devious, right? Like B-O-N devious. It's like, who is that helping? Like, not you, how are you gonna get a job? That'd be like if I was born, my mom named me Mick Evil, right? It's like, it's retarded. And you know some poor nurse had to write that on the birth certificate. She's like, I'm sorry, what was that? Bon Devious? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna write that. I'm gonna let you sleep on it. Maybe tomorrow, when you're not all fucked up on pain pills from childbirth, you can name him something normal like DeMarcus, and that's fine. We're fine with that. It's totally cool. I feel like if you were rich enough, you could pay someone to name their kid anything you wanted. You just be like, look, I'll put your kid through college, but you have to name him cock juggler Pete Harrington III, and I will not waver on this, okay? We'll put it in writing. Wouldn't be so bad. It would be awkward on the first day of school. The teacher's like, I'm sorry. Is there a cock juggler here? I was like, I just go by CJ, okay? CJ. Oh, Lord. I would be a terrible parent, guys. I would be.
Yes, you would.
Thanks. I'd like to know the audience is with me, but yes, you would. I can tell right now you're a piece of shit.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, thanks. You're half a piece of shit. No, it's like, I wouldn't be a good parent because I like my freedom. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want the kid around me all the time. Like, I want to go on vacation. I'd show the kid Home Alone, be like, take notes, Dad's going to Cancun. I will get you a nail gun and a tarantula. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Oh, boy. I realized something about myself. I realized that I'm done doing drugs, guys. I'm not doing it anymore. And, see, alcohol and marijuana are not what I'm talking about. I have a very serious medical condition, but it's all the other stuff is what I mean. No, because like I feel like you can do all the drugs you want. Nothing is gonna ever beat eating and fucking. You know what I mean? Like that's the best. Like that's what we're programmed to like. You know? It's just not. It's like, you can do all the drugs in the world, nothing's gonna be more satisfying or euphoric than a sandwich and a blowjob. Like, that's like, and it doesn't even have to be like, at the same time, it could just be like in succession. Even though ideally you would do it at the same time, you know what I mean? It's the only problem with that is it takes a lot of forethought and planning. Like, you have to hide the sandwich strategically so that it can then be reached for at the appropriate moment, you know what I mean? That's what you have to do. I feel like also like, you know, weed and alcohol, they facilitate eating and fucking, you know what I mean? Like they just make it better. You know, I feel like a lot of times people stop doing drugs because they hit 30 and they realize sleep is the ultimate drug. You know, so like just as far as just like if we're talking about just like getting an out-of-body experience and just like removing yourself from reality, it's like nothing's better than that. It's like, oh, you just hit the pillow and then all of a sudden you're like driving around with Robin Williams looking for a Taco Bell, and then like you're fucking in the Great Barrier Reef having sex with Madonna, but she's a fish, but she's also Madonna, and you're a fish, you know what I mean? But it's awesome, you know what I mean? And then you're just like stabbing your boss repeatedly with a letter opener and it feels great, and then all of a sudden when you're done quietly, peacefully tripping balls, you just wake up and you're like, oh my god, I want some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like, I did not need to have my heart beating through my chest and sweating profusely. Anyways, guys, thank you very much. My name's Connor.